everyone, thanks for tuning into this video. Today we're going to look at how to use cursive fonts in Cricut Design Space. When you first type out your words in a cursive font, each letter shows up separate, so we're going to look at how to combine those into connected cursive words for your projects. So first we're going to come over on the left and we're going to add our text. And you can use any cursive font that you want for this. Any cursive or script font will work. And I'm going to type out my letters. And as you can see, they each have space in between each letter. And I don't want that in my letters. So I'm going to make it a little larger and select, and then come up here and choose Ungroup. And this lets you move each letter individually around. So once you've done that, there's a couple of different ways you can go about this. The first is to select each letter and then use the arrow keys that are on your board and just move each letter over until they're connected the way that you want. And this makes sure that your spacing is fairly even. This is the easiest way to go about this, is to just use the letters on your keyboard and just move them over until each letter is connected. And the thing about this is sometimes they'll get very close, but they're not quite where you want them to be. So you're going to highlight it once you're done and come down and choose Weld here. And that makes it so that your word is one object instead of being each separate letter. Okay, so that's the first way that you can go about doing this. And we're going to look at a second way here too that can be just a little bit more precise. And so we're going to do the same word and just type that out. I always enlarge when I'm doing this just because then you can really see exactly where your lines are falling. And you're going to do the same Ungroup. Now on this one, you can do a combination of using your keyboard keys, those arrow keys. So I've used those, but then I'm actually going to click on the letter and just slightly adjust it just to make sure that my lines look as fluid and as smooth as possible when I'm doing that. And you can kind of play with the letter a little bit and just make sure that it gets exactly where you want. And then I'm going to do that. So I'm starting by moving it closer with the arrow keys. And then I'm going to adjust up and down or just a tiny bit left and right as I can see that it looks best. Okay, and this method just gives you just a little bit more control over exactly where you're placing your letters. As you can see, it doesn't look a whole lot different on the screen, but when you go to print it, you'll see that your lines are a little bit smoother most of the time if you do this method. There's nothing wrong with the other method, especially if you're just starting out and you just want to kind of test it out. Absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, but I just often find that this second method is just a little bit more precise. Okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to go with the same method. You're just going to highlight it, and then you're going to come down and choose Weld, and that makes it just your one solid piece. Welding it like that makes sure that you'll have one piece when you print instead of all the extra lines, because welding it makes it so that your Cricut will cut the whole thing at once instead of each individual letter. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you liked the video, be sure to leave us a comment and give us a like and a share. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more crafting tips and tricks. Thanks for watching Deb's Joyful Designs.